Last time my boy got on this channel, he was giving us some free rag and information about LLMs. Let's see what kind of async agents he got to make your workflow faster.
AI agents.
I'm getting back.
AI agents.
Async AI agents run AI at the speed of thought. Transform your AI workflow. Process thousands of AI tasks while you sleep. Near to zero code changes to make any AI task async. 10 times faster than traditional AI implementations. Imagine waking up tomorrow, all your AI tasks processed automatically, zero API timeouts or rate limits errors, your application running at peak efficiency. Previously, it was complex error handling, manual rate limiting, and blocking API calls. But now, automatic retry handling, smart queue management, and non blocking operations. Just three simple steps to get started. First, pip install, then create your first agent, and then run tasks asynchronously. First, we need to know what is asynchronous execution pattern. Imagine you got three different tasks for an AI agent. If you are executing it sequentially using
Yeah.
synchronous execution, it will wait for the previous task to complete to start the next task. But many of the instances, we can run all these tasks parallelly. By implementing asynchronous, you can see the searches are happening parallelly and then pass to the final summarizing agent. You can see the performance impact using traditional 10 tasks completed in the time limit and using asynchronous his 100.
What task was completed? Like, I'm just curious. Because when we talk about agents, because well, honestly, I work with a company that uses agents and their operation is like clockwork, but they rely heavily on their own server staying up. So at what point can you, because, and I know a lot of people are also trying to avoid the cloud because that payment model is kind of not, it's not ideal. It feels like they're just entering a rat race because you scale as you go. So like what type of data are you training it off of? And if would you recommend hosting it locally, your agents? Like would you recommend every business enterprise have a local agent that maybe connects with an outside source through an API key or something of that sort if it needs more information? And if that's the case, would an LLM model be a good use case? Because they have the most, I guess, capabilities to formulating ideas or concepts that may work with a business operation. So it's not like you will have a conscious right or wrong answer. It'd be more like a cohesive conversation with your autonomous agent. How would you say we can implement something like that in test format? Like how would we test our agents and stuff in that form?
Tasks processed in 20% of the time. In this, we'll be creating a search tool, create an asynchronous search agent, searching for multiple search queries in parallel, and the final summary agent going to summarize all the results. Here is the process flow. So multiple searches done parallelly using the async search agent, then it goes to the summary agent. As a result, we are efficiently processing or utilizing our agents. This is also defined in building efficient agents from Anthropic. It's called workflow parallelization, where the input is processed parallelly and the aggregator will process those results and give us that output.
Okay. I don't know who is data science hungry. I think you should screenshot that. I don't know how long it'll be there. I'm just gonna take a snip of that. That looks like a nice little format or diagram of how LLMs turn into autonomous agents.
Now we are going to implement this. I'm going to take you through step by step how you can create tools, agents, tasks, and start agents and run these asynchronously. That's exactly what we're going to see today. Let's get started. And we are going to use PraisonAI Agents framework. It is one of the popular framework, nearly to 200,000 downloads and more number of stars. It has both no code and code solution, and getting started is very easy. First, let's open our terminal In the terminal, pip install PraisonAI and DuckDuckGo search. PraisonAI is the main package, DuckDuckGo search is for searching the internet. After this, click enter. Now export your OpenAI API key like this and then click enter. You can generate this OpenAI API key from platform.openai.com and we are going to use GPT-4o. You can also use other open source models, which I have mentioned that in the documentation. So in this case, after typing this, click enter. Next, let's create a file called app.py and let's open that file in a code editor of your choice. Inside that, import async.io. That is the main async Python package required to run any async application. So after that, importing list, agent, task, PraisonAI agents, task output, DuckDuckGo search, Pydantic base model. So first step, creating tools. That is a search tool. And we are going to make that as an async search tool. So step number 1, define async tool. So we are just mentioning the structure of the response from the tool.
Making a
Basically, we are
class.
returning the query, the results, and the total results. Next, create a function called async search tool. Here we are just defining DuckDuckGo search class. Based on the query, it's going to search the internet and
So for those that want to understand AI programming, this is it right here. Like what he's doing. You just want to read over the code, make sure everything that you ask it to do is being met line by line. It's probably going to be tedious. That's why you want to test each code out. You feel me? Or each module, modularization, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, you just go by line, and if it starts, it works. And there you have it. Production done at an exponentially faster rate. For those that want to stick to coding without AI, good luck finding a job, my boy. The economy for tech jobs is going down, just as I said, because niggas is realizing they don't really need programmers that are of today. Every real programmer don't want to work. Don't nobody want to work for that. Hey, what 6-figure amount that you gonna flip into $3.8 billion? This nigga was in his college dorm room and made a cryptocurrency and it turned into a $2 billion venture capitalist startup. Why the fuck would I want to work with anybody up this time? Hey, let's be real. Why would I want to work with anybody? Like y'all niggas is already going to try to steal money or anyways, and y'all don't even know how to work the program. Like,
return 5 results. And this is the only bit of code that is executing the search. I'm just adding this to check if any error happens, but this is optional for beginners. So I'll put all the code in the description below so you are able to copy this and run it on your computer. So creating a tool for agent is just as simple as creating a
that's a real nigga. That is a real nigga right there. How do you click on? Let's see. Oh, he had the GitHub repository as well. We can't sponsor him, but how do you favorite it? Star. Star this repo. So we got notebooks, Python, Docker file, Zero, Shell. A lot of LLMs is just using a Google Notebook. Yeah, like collabs and shit like that. After you put it into collabs, you could then upload it to your repo. From your repo, I guess you can take that and download it into your environment on VS Code and then see if your agent works on a local device. But from what I'm seeing, crazy AI self-reflection. There you go. I was trying to see cool into a little. I don't know how like free this is. That's why I'm not trying to do it on thing because I tell you, don't nobody got time to be paying for an API key, bro.
function.
I'm not paying to talk to a nigga.
That's it, with the parameter and the document string. Now step number 2, creating agents. So we are going to have 2 different agents. One is async search agent, going to search parallelly, and then summary agent. So coming back to my code, step number 2 is creating agents. First is asynchronous search agent, mentioning the role search specialist, the goal, and the backstory. Here I'm defining the tool, that is async search tool. Very easy to create an agent. Next, summary agent, same as before, the role research synthesizer,
Oh,
go
you just
and then
giving it
upstream.
parameters.
Now, step number three, creating
All right.
tasks. Coming back to my code again. Number three, create tasks. So first is the async task and assign to the async agent. And this is where I'm providing how the output from this task should look like. So we are defining the search result. And when I go to the top, here we got the class search result. So that task will return three different things. One is query, the results, and the total results. Next, I'm going to create a function to run all these tasks parallelly, just adding the print statement just for our reference. Next, I'm going to search for multiple terms, search topics. So three different searches going to be run parallelly. One is latest AI developments, machine learning, and neural networks. Now I'm going to loop through all these three topics. Just going to define this parallel task as a list, and this will automatically add this each search term in this topic area. So search for latest AI developments, search for machine learning, search for neural networks. You can have 100 search terms like this, and this agent will be able to execute.
I hope y'all learning. Part of the problem with this coding community is y'all take this video and y'all do it while the nigga is on live doing it with you. How the fuck you gonna learn and you actively trying to learn something you never did before? Stupid motherfuckers. You sit down, you watch. After you watch, you implement. That's what learning is. And if you fuck up, well, that's when you come back to the resource you came to, and then you do that shit again. Y'all niggas will sit here and do the coding while the nigga is doing the video. Like what? Well,
the task in parallel as long as there is no limitation in DuckDuckGo and also your computer performance. So next we need to create the summary task. So create summarization task, and here's the task. And previously, if you see, the async execution is true for parallel task. For summary task, async execution is
it's
false.
false.
So this will wait until this task get completed, then the summary task will run. Now step number 4, start these agents after putting it all together. So that is step number 4, start agents. Now defining AI agents, and here we are mentioning the list of agents, the list of tasks, and the process sequential. Now to run it, just await agents.astart.
If you made it this far right here, JavaScript. That line right there, what's that? That's concatenation. For those who don't know, I'm gonna be testing y'all. I'm gonna be testing y'all mid reaction sometimes. See if y'all niggas is on y'all toes.
So that's how you start asynchronous agents. Now we need to return all the response. And I'm returning in more detailed manner, but it's not required if you want a simple response. So now the fifth step, this is the additional step, but it's small step to run the whole function. I'm going to define the main function like this and calling the run parallel task. So that is the function which we created earlier here, run parallel tasks. So that's what we are calling here, run parallel task. And at the bottom, just using the async IO package to run this main function. So this is a little extra bit of code, but you don't need to worry about this. Literally, this is only 2 lines of code. One is calling the run parallel task and then async io.run. Apart from that, everything else is similar to our previous approach. So as a quick summary, first we define the async tool using async before the function. Next we created agents. Next we created the async task and the summarization task. And finally putting it all together and running the agents. Now I'm going to run this code. In your terminal, python app.py and then click enter. Now it's starting async AI agents examples, running parallel async tasks. Now you can see the 3 tasks ran parallelly, and then that output is sent to the summary agent with all these search results. And finally the summary agent is writing about AI developments in 2024, machine learning, and neural networks, and all the tasks completed. As simple as that. Now you are able to run AI agents parallelly and make it more efficient, saving your time. And
Nah, thank you for this video, dog. I ain't gonna cap, cause I'm going through tab by tab trying to see like how I could implement these agents for my day-to-day tasks ASAP. Cause even now Copilot is free. So like there's a lot of things you can do, but having an agent and communicating with an AI might be the wave. I ain't gonna lie to you. Not gonna lie to you. Make sure y'all check out his video, man.